Welcome back to another review, this time for 8mm 2. The other day, I uploaded a review for 8mm with Nick Cage, directed by Joel Schumacher, which I think is underrated. So it's an underrated Nicolas Cage film. I think it's a really good movie dealing with morals of don't become a monster when you're trying to kill a monster, go into the world of snuff films. Very well directed by Joel Schumacher. Really enjoy the film. I go into more detail in that video. Now, for those who might not know, there was a sequel in 2005. Remember, the first film was 1999. And this movie wasn't even meant to be a sequel. It was one of those movies where it got filmed. I'm going to look at what the original title for it was. But it got filmed, and then Sony looked at it and went, wow, this movie fucking sucks. It's such shit. If you put shit in a straw, this would make you try to suck it up, Buttercup. And say, suck it up. Let's hide it. We think this shit tastes like milkshake, so call it 8mm 2. When no, in reality, it was never meant to be a sequel. It's really a film called The Velvet Side of Hell. As opposed to the cotton side, or the fur side of hell. When Sony picked up the rights to distribute it, it was retitled 8mm 2. Although this title suggests the film to be a sequel to the 1999 Nicolas Cage film, 8mm, it has no connective elements. That's right, there's not even any fucking 8mm in this film called 8mm 2. You don't even really have any film. Like, there was a camera, and it's about this kinky couple who they get into a threesome with this other woman. Later on, they get pictures, still photo pictures, as like, hey, this girl's the daughter of the ambassador, played by Bruce Davison. For those who don't know, he was the senator in the first X-Men movie, and Bruce Davison has been in a lot of stuff. And I felt bad that he was in this. He was the original Willard in the 70s. The film stars Johnathon Schaech, who is not much of an actor. I gave him a break in this Masters of Horror TV episode I saw called The Washingtonians. But even then I'm like, you know what? Granted, I would prefer a different actor, but I gave him a break. Here, though, he has a whole movie with him and this other girl, and Johnathon Schaech can't do it. He's too busy shaking the thing in his pants to worry about that thing called acting. Of course, the script doesn't help either. His bride-to-be is Lori Heuring. Probably said that name wrong. Julie Benz is in this movie. And she would go on to be in Rambo 4 and Punisher Warzone and the TV show Dexter. And it's directed by this guy named J.S. Cardone. Now, he directed a slasher film from 1982 called The Slayer, which I think is coming out on Blu-ray. I've seen clips of it, including the ending, which seemed like a weird ending, but I would wait on my opinion until I see it all the way through one day. But he also directed Shadow Zone, which was a crappy Full Moon Entertainment picture starring Louise Fletcher, James Hong from Big Trouble in Little China, and Miguel Nunez Jr., Juana Man himself. That was a lame film, Shadow Zone. The Forsaken, a pretty damn crappy vampire film in 2001. He directed this film. And then he wrote... This guy fucking wrote the remake to Prom Night and the remake to The Stepfather. He had a hand in those two screenplays, as well as The Covenant, one of Rennie Harlin's worst movies. So J.S. Cardone, I'm sorry, man. Maybe The Slayer is a good movie, maybe not. But his rest of his track record, writing movies like the Prom Night remake, which is one of the worst remakes I've seen, The Stepfather remake, which was completely useless, directing Shadow Zone, a lame, forgettable full moon flick, And well, he wrote The Covenant, which was crappy, and then, you know, directing a very lame vampire film called The Forsaken. 8mm 2, again, this was a film that was not even meant to be a sequel. And then when you watch it with that title, again, there's not even any fucking 8mm in a film called 8mm 2. It's not anything to do with snuff movies. It's not anything to do with going to the world and that moral ambiguity of if you know, when you dance with the devil don't change. It changes you. None of that. It's just Jonathan Schaech and his lady. The first fucking scene is Jonathan Schaech having this fantasy of fucking this girl during a trial because he's a lawyer. And you know those, is it called a stenographer? The people who write everything you say in a trial. He has this fantasy of fucking her in the middle of everybody. And then he's telling this to his wife, or his bride-to-be, because they're a teeny couple. They're teeny little shits. And they seem like nymphos, too. They check in. Like I said, the girl, the lead lady, she is daughter to his ambassador, played by Bruce Davison. And the lead guy is his consult, sort of his lawyer. And the lead guy's worried because Bruce Davison, the father, doesn't like him, and will he be accepted to the family? And she's like, I don't care because I love you. They get in. They're two little nymphos. Teens and fucking is on their mind 24/7. They see this naked woman in a pool. Then they fuck. And then she goes, you were thinking about her, were you? Later on, talking about his bachelor party, what it's going to be. They're at this party. The lead girl sees that girl that was naked in the pool, goes up to her, acquaints her, and then she goes up to her guy and goes, you don't have the best fucking bachelor party you'd ever have. And then they have a threesome. I'm like, am I watching a fucking Skinamax movie or what? And if so, this is a lame Skinamax movie. You know, fucking Red Shoe Diaries have more fucking stuff to deal with than this. Including David Duchovny hosting it. This is just... It's a shitty Skinamax movie. That's really what it is. Then sometime later they get photos of the threesome for blackmail. But they're not told a ransom yet, because it takes 41 minutes in the fucking movie for them to finally get a ransom of, I want $200,000. 40 minutes in the movie. 40! Everything I said, and then them talking about the photos, was going to ruin our reputation. They go back to the room they were in. Even though she's like, hey, we have people to take care of this, and he goes, no, no one will ever find out about this. I want to take care of it myself. They go back to the room. They find a camera that took the still pictures, not 8mm, to serve the title. Which, again, I know it was changed later, but it was just like, did they just put a bunch of fucking movies, Sony or whoever the hell released this, in a bowl, and they picked out what the fuck? Oh, 8mm. Okay, you're now a sequel to 8mm. Hell, if it was a different studio, they picked out, it's like, this is Eyes Wide Shut 2. If this was called Eyes Wide Shut 2, it would make just as much sense, or even more sense than fucking 8mm 2. That's how fucking random it is to be called with that title. So don't be fooled. I just saw it because I'm like, fuck it, I saw the first one, why not watch this? And they go back to the room, and this is such a stupid thing where the lead guy is standing on the fucking bed. Like this bed I'm on. He's standing there. And the people are in that room now. They walked in on their phone, and these two people walked in, and this guy's literally on his bed, not hiding, not around a curtain, literally on his bed, just standing like this. And they walked in, and they're so oblivious they don't know it's a fucking guy on their bed, standing on the bed. And then they walk back out. And so then our lead guy and girl escape. There's some pretentious fucking dialogue with money's the only real guarantee in life. Finally, they get the ransom, $200,000, 41 minutes in the fucking movie. They go to her park for a meeting. The girl gets taken hostage. A minute later, she's let go. The lead guy and that blackmailer fire at each other. He gets away. They find him later. He's dead. And then they're trying to find that girl, wondering if that part of their threesome. And they find out she was actually an escort, aka a hooker. And so the lead guy goes to his porno store owner friend to try to find her. They look around trying to find her. At least you did some titties. At least you did that. You did some titties. I'll admit that. But I could go and search for 30 seconds on the internet and find titties. Both movie and still form. Both just pictures and movie form. So they look around. The lead girl is saying some dialogue of, yeah, some of it repulsed me. Some of it made me feel. She doesn't finish, but we know the answer is horny, because they're two nymphos. This cop visits him. They think they had something to do with that guy who's dead. What the hell happened next? I guess the porn store owner tells the lead guy or phones him or something, hey, maybe you should look at these sex dolls. Maybe she modeled for one, and they find one. And, oh, well, maybe it leads you to this one place where they look at on a set, and there's these two girls making out, so we can get some more titties. Okay, cool. Doesn't make the movie. Doesn't make me go, yeah, pass, because you got titties in there. If that's the case, Howard the Duck would be the biggest hit of the fucking year, because it had duck titties, so it's even more strange and unique titties. Just because it has, duck titties doesn't make it a great movie. It's more unique. But I'd rather watch Howard the Duck, which had duck titties, than I'd rather suck on the duck, that female duck's titties, than watch this film again. Because at least it'd be a good story to tell in a bar. What's a better story to tell in a bar? Hey, there was a walking, talking female duck and I sucked her titties. Or hey, I watched a shitty sequel called 8mm 2 and there's not even a fucking 8mm in it. Which is the better story? They're like, shit. You tell me which is the better story in a bar. Or on a YouTube video or something. Fuck, man. I'm already getting to the end of it. There's not much to this film. If I can fucking remember what the hell happened. It leads to this guy who might know where this escort is. Goes in, tries to get info. They won't say anything. The lead girl goes out, go audition to dance at a strip club. She takes her clothes off. They leave. She gets the job. She can't do it. The lead guy is there. She just asks a girl, naked girl, tells him where that escort, that hooker is. Go to her. She's dead. Then they think everything's okay for some reason. Then they get another call. This time it's $1 million. They get there. The lead guy says, I'm going to go in. Then that cop arrives. Then he's going to go in. The lead girl hears gunfire. She goes in. Her boyfriend's, the Johnathon Schaech, Crackle and Pop, fucking is taken. Then it's like, if you want him alive, we demand $5 million. She wires it. She's told where the guy's at. She runs. She almost gets hit by a car. Finds him in this gimp suit S&M black outfit with a big oxygen mask and tubes. And, gets him out of there. Then it's Christmas. He's working late. She's going to wait for him. gets on the subway, and this is literally the ending of the movie. That way you don't have to watch this. On another subway next to her, people start getting on there. Like the cop, the hooker, the porn store owner, the blackmailer who wasn't really dead, and yet the hooker that wasn't really dead, and Johnathon Schaech. Oh, the lead guy was behind this all along so that he could get this total of $6 million. The $1 million from the how the fuck did I forget? When they find the hooker dead, oh, we want $1 million, and then the other $5 million when, hey, we'll let him go or he'll die. They got $6 million now. So they were all in on it. This was all a ploy so the lead guy could get money from this, his bride-to-be. She looks shocked. She sees him. He sees her. The subway goes. She's crushed about that. Movie ends. That's the way the fucking movie ends. So before we go into that ending, I can't say one good thing about this. Well, the one good thing to say about it, it's got titties. It's got titties. Titties. Okay. The music, can't remember a thing about it. Cinematography, bland, direct-to-video, nothing with the camera work, nothing with the colors, nothing with the cinematography, bland, boring, dull. Same with the movie. Bland, boring, dull. This is more, I mean, especially when you put the 8mm, this movie here, this movie is a very, again, I know this movie was not meant to be 8mm 2 to begin with. But even then, it would still be a shitty movie. But then when you put it as a sequel to this, a very dark film about going to snuff films and investigating, and then you get into a plot here that is straight out of a soap opera. As the World Turns, Days of Our Lives, fucking Guiding Light, Guiding Bite Me, Guiding Bite, Guiding Fight, Guiding Fuck, Guiding Dick. There's so much fucking, you know, I'm fine with sex, but when it's a Skinamax movie, I'm like, at least Skinamax movies, Skinamax movies are usually not trying to be a sequel to, you know, they'd be like, here's a sequel to Remo Williams. Then you get a Remo Williams 2 direct-to-video film and it's a Skinamax movie. People will also be like, what the fuck? Fortress 2 is not that much of a sequel, but better than something like this, because that's not like, oh, now also it's a Skinamax, just Christopher Lambert fucking for, you know, 30 of its 80 minutes. Maybe not that long, but I'm stumbling on my words because this is like an episode of Dallas. It's an episode of, again, as the fart turns, as, you know, fucking the young and the dickless. This is bullshit, is what I'm getting at. It's a boring, lame fucking plot. There's nothing dark. There's nothing suspenseful. The directing is dull and bland and lifeless. The acting is nothing to say, nothing to do, nothing to think, nothing to comment on. It's Johnathon Schaech. He does not work as a lead in a movie. I think he was in The Forsaken, so maybe that's why the director used him. If he's not, I can't remember that fucking movie. I saw it like probably when it came out on, when it first came out, I saw it once. You're not going in for action. oh, she almost get hit by a car. The gun battles are nothing because they were fake anyway. Because you find out in the ending. When you get to the ending, maybe that ending would work in a different movie that is better directed, better acted. I would give examples, but then I would spoil. I would be spoiling those endings. Because if I mentioned the movie, then you'd be like, oh, it ends that way? And I'd piss people off. But there have been movies that kind of do this kind of ending, but are better acting, directing, scripts, music, cinematography, arcs of the characters, pieces of dialogue worth the shit, mood, atmosphere, soundtrack, whatever. But this one, all the things, number one, that could have gone wrong with this plot, with this ending. Like I said, at the finale, there's even a moment where she almost gets hit by a fucking car. What if she did get hit by the car? Then he'd be stuck in that fucking oxygen suit for who knows how long. You know, what if at any point she went to her dad and told her dad what was going on? Bruce Davis said. Just throughout it, she's like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. She kind of wants to tell her dad, but a lot of stuff could have gone wrong here. And then if it was a better movie, I would forgive it that. I'd be like, you know what, I can leave my suspension of disbelief. I can deal with it if it's a better movie. But if you make a piece of shit film, I'm not giving you the pass. No passes here. It's like Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade. Throw your ass off the fucking blimp. No pass. Alright? No ticket. No tickets here. No free tickets. There's no ticket. No free tickets on this fucking thing, man. No free tickets on this ride. And then it just shows how stupid this lead is. You did all this for $6 million that you're going to have to split, I think it was like 5 people, including yourself. So you get like $1 million and change. You did all that and for this? You're stupid. You were with a girl who is pretty, who is hot. And that's another thing with the plot. She went to the hooker and said, let's have a 3-way. Not him. He just said, yeah, I think she's hot. And I'm going to have a bachelor party. She's the one who went to her and said, let's have a 3-way. What if she didn't do that? Later on, she changed her mind to being a stripper at the dance. What if she changed her mind there? And then your plot wouldn't fucking work. So you're with a girl who purposely went to another girl and said, let's have a 3-way for your bachelor party. That means she's a keeper, Johnathon Schaech. His character is not him personally. He didn't write the script. But she's a keeper. Someone who's that open-minded and kinky to do that, she's a keeper. That probably means she's going to be with you hand over fist. Maybe more ways of fist. That probably means she's not really the biggest fan of her dad. That means she's going to support you. That means even if as long as you're not an asshole, if things don't work out, she probably would be willing to give you money. I mean, fuck. You could make up some bullshit story. Please beg on your knees and she would give you money. She'd probably give you the same money or more. Hell, that's $6 million. She could have given you maybe half of that. Well, here's $3 million. I got $3 more million. I can live all the rest of my life with that. I also have a rich dad and all this stuff. Here, you take half. Here's $3 million. More than what you got to split with these 4 other fucking guys, and you're the 5th guy. I forget if it was 5 or 6. I forget how many there were. I want to say it was 5, including him. And you're with a lady who is pretty open-minded, and you're a fucking moron, man. You're the biggest moron I've seen in a long time. You belong on the crew of Alien Coven shit, of how stupid you are. So it's just, that is... I'm like, well, now your ass is grass. Your ass is going to be nailed to the wall, literally, when she tells her daddy, the ambassador. Your ass is literally going to be nailed to the wall in prison by a guy named Big Bad John. Or Long Dick Don. Nail your ass repeatedly. You dumb fuck. So, it's just... that ending might work in a better movie with a better script, better director, but in here it just seems fucking stupid and contrived and like, come on. This is like something I would see on a fucking show like Dallas or a daytime soap opera. And the rest of the movie, there's not... the kinky stuff, oh, there's two girls kissing and they're in a porn store and there's some fucking... okay, you see that on Showtime or Cinemax. And I'm also into there. There's nothing else to say. The acting, the directing, the music, they're all forgettable. The movie is boring. It's dull. It's an hour and 45 minutes of wasted film and wasted money making this. That's money could have been used on so many other things. Either good scripts that haven't been made, bad movies that maybe they need... if they had the budget, they could have made it from a bad to a good movie. Or funny shit in real life, or fan films that would have been better, that never defunded, or give it to me, I'll put it to better use by putting it in a fucking toilet. So I'm 8mm too. Again, what can I say? It was a movie that was never meant to be a sequel. It's like the third time I've said that, but it just boggles my mind. Like, Sony looked at this and go, call it 8mm too. A film that came out at this point... at the point this came out, it was 6 years ago. From 99 2005. So a movie that was 6 years before that has nothing to do with 8mm, nothing to do with the snuff genre. You just call it 8mm 2 just because. Hey, people like 8mm. I guess it sold well on DVD and VHS for us. Now people will... I don't even know if it was on VHS, but it sold on DVD for us. Suckers will get it. I didn't pay a dime for this, thankfully. But I still feel ripped off. So fuck this movie up its ass with a fucking long-ass dildo strap on right in its mouth. See you guys later. Stay tuned for more reviews. Bye-bye.